I'm Ramsey Campbell and I write horror. I've been doing it for more than 60 years now, and here I'm at Forbidden Planet in Liverpool, just refurbished and reopening and looking very splendid. I'm here at Forbidden Planet to sign books, including not quite my latest, well yes it is, until next month, my latest, The Incubations, and other good things as well. Oh, I love meeting fans. That's why I go to conventions. I mean, that's why I do bookshop readings and things like that. I mean, it's great to meet the people who actually like what you do, because basically, believe me, when I send off my new novel to my agent, I think one of two things. Either they're going to say, well, this isn't what we expect of you and we can't touch it, or you've done it once too often, you're simply repeating yourself now. So it's kind of good to meet the people who convince me that I'm not, so I can go away just for a little bit and believe myself again. The Incubations is about twin towns. A town in England called Settlesham, which is twinned with Alphafen in Germany. Our central character goes to visit an old friend and correspondent, but brings back with him far more than he thought, an alpine horror. And I didn't realise Alp meant this as well until I researched the book. But if you want to know what I mean, read the book and find out. Every new book is a new set of challenges, it's a new set of problems, which is why it's fun. Get an idea, decide it can be developed into a novel, spend months in a kind of limbo, not knowing who the characters are, what they do, where they live, what their names are, and eventually I get that stuff together, get some themes going, get background, get ideas for scenes, and eventually it all congeals. I don't plot in advance. What I do is gather a great deal of material. When it feels basically that it's urging me to write it, then I start. And that's basically, well, a novel a year is my average, and that feels about comfortable for me. And you know, I've got more ideas than I know what to do with, so I need to chuck on. I've always loved horror ever since I can remember, you know, from a very, very early age. I was horribly precocious, so I was actually reading M.R. James and Lovecraft by the time I was 6 years old. And really, in order basically what I set out to do was try and pay back some of the pleasure the field had given me. That's still what I'm trying to do. But basically, you know, there's a difference between what you do at your desk, you know, when the creative imagination kicks in, and what you do when you go downstairs and have dinner. So if you like, I'm two separate people. It's Mr. Hyde who's at the desk, and the doctor will see you now. Oh, what makes good horror? That's a good question, because apart from else, I think it's an enormously wide field. I mean, all the way from the psychological to the supernatural to the cosmic to the monstrous, and all things in between. What I think is basically simply if it engages your imagination. For me, if it's got a sense of the uncanny or the darkly psychological, and in a lot of my stuff, those two are inextricably intertwined. And I suppose I particularly like work by other people where the same is true, whether, you know, whether it's David Lynch or Lovecraft, M.R. James, Shirley Jackson. Well, listen, if I start spouting off names, we'll be here all day. It never ends. I've already got a new novel coming out in September, and in fact I've delivered the novel for next year, but let's stay with this year. September 2025 sees An Echo of Children, and the basic premise, well, it's one of the premises, what I believe, is that attempts to exorcise children are a form of child abuse, frequently damaging and too often fatal. In the story, a young couple move into a house where a previous such exorcism has taken place, and they become convinced that their own young child may be equally affected. And it's seen from the viewpoint of the grandparents and whether they can intervene in time or even believe what's happening really is happening. So far, people seem to like it, so I hope I've done it again.
If you're enjoying watching Forbidden Planet TV and you're enjoying watching us talk to the world's most interesting and accomplished filmmakers, authors, artists, musicians, creators, subscribe right here. See you soon.